The transfer portal is absolutely on fire. We're seeing more names enter. We're seeing visits being taken, and we are seeing guys starting to commit. In Colorado, they're one of the teams that's starting to add some talent. I told you guys, Colorado is going to binge and purge. Last week was the binge, guys leaving the program. Now we're starting to see the purge, guys starting to jump on board. We're going to find out what Colorado has cooking in this video. I got portal expert Pete Nakos on with us, and we're going to get into it all. But first, this message over the weekend from Cormani McClain.
First question, what are some things you're looking forward to at your next place? What are some things you're looking forward to at your next place? I'm just ready to bring the old version of me out and change the narrative of everyone's thinking on my name. Be a part of a real and a great program that's going to impact me at my best ability. And yeah, ready to get to a new place and get to work. Some people just gotta take a step back from things sometimes. Certain people, you know. Yeah, I feel like I just don't want to play for clicks. I actually want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players.
This is the video that he posted over the weekend. Cormani McClain says he wants to play for, quote, a real and great program, and I don't want to play for clicks. Okay, but that's a big shift in energy from his recruitment. One of the top DBs in America had everybody talking. Here's a little refresher on some of the highlights of his recruitment. He committed to Miami in December. He was late to his own commitment in that December window. He announced to Miami that day, shocking everybody because they thought it was going to be the Florida Gators. Then about a week or two later, he goes to the Under Armour game, and he was repping Miami, the team that he was committed to, but rumors were already swirling that something was up. Then Miami was supposed to sign him in that February National Signing Day window. On that day, his mom tweets out the morning, false alarm. There'd be no signing. So remember, this wasn't about the clicks because he was going to have a little signing at his school, commit or sign with Miami and then go and roll. But instead, he goes to $1 Million Worth of Game podcast and commits to Colorado, flips his commitment with Gilly and Wallow standing there. Gilly gets down on one knee, and a year later, he's gone. Gilly didn't do this for Cormani McClain to transfer after 1 year, but that's what happens. And then this weekend, I felt like it got a little messy. Reports go out that Cormani's heading to the portal. He confirms that with a thank you note, but in his note, he never thanks Coach Prime. He thanks a couple people. He thanks his defensive coordinator, but he doesn't thank Coach Prime. Then the video we just watched came out, and this came out over the weekend, and the video itself is Cormani in his own words. Take him at his words or not, but after the video is posted, he sends a more definitive message about what's happening. He pins a post from a commenter, and here's the post. And I don't really like this. If this is how you feel, then just say it. Instead, he takes the word of a YouTube commenter and pins it. The real message here, by pinning that, he's basically saying that Coach Prime played favorites and he wasn't one of them. And I think if you're going to make a video with an explanation of why you left and you're going to at least say what you want to say, don't use the comment section to do your dirty work. I kind of felt like that was happening with Cormani McClain here. You guys let me know, comment section below. How do you guys feel about Cormani McClain's thank you letter? How do you guys feel about the video? I'll link the video in the description below as well. All right, let's bring on threes Pete Nakos. And Pete, let's start with Cormani McClain. He says he doesn't want to play for clicks, so I would think that USC, being in Hollywood and California, might be a place where there's some clicks. Now, USF, respectfully, doesn't get as many clicks. And in the beginning, when he first hit the portal, we thought the USF Bulls were in good shape to get him. What are you hearing now as the weekend is coming to an end?
You know, Cormani McClain didn't go on any visits this weekend. And for me, that kind of surprises me, right? He announced early this past week to Hayes Fawcett of On 3 that he's going to hit the portal. He obviously put this video out this weekend, which really makes clear where he wants to go to school. So for having some conversations with some sources today, he hasn't made any plans for any visits. This is going to be a slower process than personally I anticipated. UCF and USF keep coming up in conversations. By no means those are those locks. I've heard Memphis would really love to make an offer to Cormani McClain, and I think there's some other high major group of 5 schools that would really like to get in that mix too. In terms of Power 5 or Power 4, as we should say now, Josh, I haven't heard of many schools. I think a lot of schools have been turned off by kind of how everything ended at Colorado and maybe some of Deion Sanders' comments. I think that this is going to take some time. I think Cormani McClain has a lot of upside, and he probably just needs to find the school to really show it.
All right, we'll see what happens there with the former 5-star DB now in the portal. Another top recruit in the portal, Jaden Rashada. He had a lot of ups and downs in his recruitment as well. I don't think I'm going to break that one down in this video, but Jaden Rashada, Arizona State quarterback, he's in the portal. What are we hearing about Jaden Rashada?
So, I broke the news on Thursday night. It was that he was going to hit the portal, and then he officially hits Friday. And I'm told by multiple sources close to his camp and at Georgia that he was planning to take a visit Monday or Tuesday next week. So I'll put that out there. But the timeline's been pushed back, as Hayes Fawcett reported later on. It was Saturday, excuse me. My timeline's a little messed up. Hayes put out there that Jaden's going to push back that visit another week, and he's not going to be there until late April. Talked to some other people, and I think 20 schools have reached out in total. I've heard a lot about North Carolina on my end and LSU. He's already brought up Auburn and Mississippi State too. So won't be surprised if Jaden Rashada takes a few visits. I think he really had to rush that Arizona State decision with the way things happen at Florida. So not going to rush this one, but I still really like where Georgia sits.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that one. Colorado's starting to add some pieces. I saw Peyton Kirkland just jumped on board literally as we're taping this. Colorado's racking up commitments. They've got 3 already. Now, they had 6 transfers on campus. They've already landed 3. How do you feel about Colorado's haul, and is there more to come?
What I really liked is I thought the 6 guys they brought in this weekend are all really talented. And it seemed like at times last spring, Josh, you and I talked about this, maybe the guys they weren't bringing in, maybe, I don't know if they were going to help Colorado out immediately, but it seems like this spring they've really got some guys who can be contributors. You bring in the Texas transfer Peyton Kirkland, right, offensive tackle, who's a big help. And then earlier today they landed Dayon Hill, the top available edge rusher in the portal. And then you top that off by the Ohio defensive tackle, Rayan Buell, who's kind of underrated but had a really productive season for the Bobcats. Those are 3 guys who can be instant impact players. And Peyton Kirkland also has a little ways to go probably compared to the other 2, but a big guy who can really help out the line this year and was really become a revamped offensive line this offseason for the Buffs.
All right. Now, I wanted to talk about Alabama. It looks like Kalen DeBoer is getting active in the portal right now. They're about to land a kicker. Tell us about Graham Nicholson.
Graham Nicholson, Miami, Ohio, the reigning Lou Groza Award winner, which goes to the top place kicker in college football. Alabama has had really good kicking success recently with Will Reichard, and obviously he's off to the draft and will probably be one of the top names called at the kicking position this week in the draft. So big spot actually on the roster for Kalen DeBoer to fill. Maybe not like the one all Alabama fans were thinking about going into the portal, but would be a really nice pickup. Have heard a visit is in the works, but have not yet to hammer home an official date yet for that visit.
All right. Last week on Thursday, we talked about Penny Boone. He was from Toledo, transferred to Louisville, but was putting his name back in the portal. Did Penny Boone officially hit the portal, and what's going on with his recruitment?
Yeah, some interesting developments. So he actually did go officially in the portal, as I initially reported he was going to, but was also told by sources in his camp that he was going to visit Washington and Ole Miss over these next 5 days. He was supposed to be at Washington starting Friday. He never made it to Seattle. The Ole Miss visit kind of seems to be on ice for the moment. We'll see how that one plays out. But then talked to someone Saturday night really close to Penny again, and going back to Louisville is actually very much on the table. Was told upwards of 30% there's a chance he does that. Other schools who've been in the mix are Colorado, Georgia, and a few others. Colorado obviously had Dallin Hayden on campus this past weekend, so we'll see how that one plays out. But if the Buffs need a running back, I think Penny Boone would definitely be in the cards.
All right, Louisville fighting back a little bit here in the transfer portal. Now, the last name we've got to hit on is Houston wide receiver Sam Brown. He entered the portal this weekend, and it seems like there's a lot of demand. Who's involved with Sam Brown early on?
Yeah, talking to some sources, I really like LSU, Texas A&M, and Miami. Right, Miami has a lot to offer all of a sudden, sort of right with the Cam Ward pickup this offseason,
Yeah.
gives a really good quarterback. LSU was maybe the winner of the winter transfer portal in terms of getting wide receivers. But I think Sam Brown just offers so much in stretching the field that I think that LSU wants to see if Sam's interested. And from what I've been told, there is some interest. And then Texas A&M, right, staying inside Texas is attractive to Sam, and he's expected to make a visit to College Station at some point this week. So he is the number 2 available wide receiver in the portal right now, beyond Keandre Lambert-Smith. And for some schools who might miss out on Keandre, he presents a really attractive wideout.
All right. A lot going on in the portal. Pete, Nate goes Von 3. You guys do an incredible job of reporting on it all. Thanks for taking a little bit of time on this Sunday to drop by the Inside Scoop.
Much appreciated, Josh.
Thank you for watching this video. And if you enjoyed that, go check out the hundreds of videos that we have on this channel. And also, do me a favor, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel.